Hello, how's it going, guys? We're back again with Raven Reinhardt in this channel, arguably in Raven's DCG corner section, because I mean this ain't really a stream, so I don't know if I could call it that, but let's call it that for now at least. So last time we talked about Alphamon or Yuken from the BT20 set, or from the English set it would be a special booster pack 2.5. So right now we are going to talk about another level 7 deck, a level 7 Jogress or DNA Digivolution deck, and it is the Chaosmon deck, the ACCEL version of the Chaosmon. I've seen that it's been going around that ACCEL is a newbie-friendly deck, and honestly, I'm going to have to agree to that allegation, because the deck is quite easy to use, quite easy to understand, and frankly, it's still quite good. Like, you know, it's the kind of deck that you can easily pick up, but still got this nice ceiling to it that you can compete quite okay with the current competitive metagame. So the list you see here is somewhat optimized, somewhat suboptimal, because as you can see, I'll be running one Amber memory boost over here, and this is actually not necessary. We can just like go to a third yellow mem boost since it opens a lot more cards. I slot an Amber over there just simply because I don't have 3 yellow mem boost like usual. But let's just say we have 3 yellow mem boosts for now. Okay. So we are gonna go over the deck. So the main point is the ACCEL archetype has 2 main evolution line, one being the Lylemon evolution and the second one being the Falcomon evolution line. The Lylemon being black and yellow, while the Falcomon being green and yellow. The generic idea of these evolution line is the Lion line gives minus DP and barrier, minus DP, barrier, and redirection, a defensive option, while the Bird line gives you suspension, piercing, and plus DP, and also our favorite keyword of BT20, you may attack. We're gonna go over the list starting from the Digimon. So this here we have the Digi-Egg, Pinomon. Arguably this is the bread and butter of the deck. It has the effect of your turn once per turn. When any of your Digimon with ACCEL traits are played, this Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with ACCEL trait, and then with the Digivolution card reduced by 2. How this really matter, I will show how the generic combo of the deck in the video clip after this, like I did with the Alphamon or Yuken. One thing to note is that the egg is green, and the whole evolution line is yellow, green, and black. And as you can see, I'm running yellow Membus and yellow training, while the egg is green, and this is honestly the main inconsistency problem of the deck, since you can't just brick your hand into no level 3 and just drop Membus or training to search for answers. That you cannot do in this deck. So, which is why if we're going to the Digimon, I'm running 3 Ukamons. Simple as Ukamon is a generic searcher. Like, I can just evolve into Ukamon. If I'm going first, I can go into Ukamon for 1 cost, dropping to my opponents at 1. And then in the following turn, I can just raise Ukamon to the battle area, search for some answers, while also opening up a new Digi-Egg for me to prepare my actual evolution line. Ukamon may or may not attack. Like, if you're greedy enough, you can just leave Ukamon there and get another search on the following turn, or you can just hit with Ukamon to chip off your opponent's security. But sadly, since Pinamon doesn't provide you any extra draws, the Ukamon doesn't really get that much of a value attacking the securities like an Ukamon would have had if they were in a deck with DGX like, let's say, Koromon or Wangyamon. So it's up to your decision if you want to sacrifice the Ukamon to hit the security or just let him stay there and get another search in the following turn. On the black line, we have Leomon is a generic searcher. Sadly, it's only open 3. Add 1 Digimon card with Chaosmon in its name or ACCEL trait, and 1 option card with ACCEL trait among them. An okay searcher, but not the best searcher, I would say, out of the other archetype. I mean, most archetype would just add 1 Digimon with Chaosmon name and 1 card with ACCEL trait. Apparently, it's not that amazing. But hey, it's a searcher with a barrier inherited effect, so who are we to ask for more? On the other side, we have Valkamon, your usual. If this Digimon with Digimon to ACCEL, reduce Digimon cost by 1. At the level 4, we have Leomon with on play on evolve minus 3k. 4 play cost, it's quite cheap. Special evolution for 2. Normal, inherited barrier, and then we have Diatrimon with the on play on evolve suspend one's opponent Digimon. Quite a generic effect, but a good number to have on a level 4. I'm sorry. At the level 4, minus 3k is actually quite big, and Diatrimon's suspension is actually quite big too, considering the combo into the level 5. As we would see right now, level 5 we have Loader Leomon with the on play on evolve until the end of Hope's turn. One of their Digimon can't activate on evolution and gets minus 3k. That's another minus 3k. And then at the level 5 we have the redirections, Digivolution source effect. And on the other side we would have Chromon or Yatagaramon. On play on evolve, suspend one's bonus Digimon, and one of your Digimon gets plus 3k for the turn. Then one of your Digimon may attack. So combined with Leomon minus 3k and then going into Chromon, plusing 3k yourself, suspending the minus opponent and just smack at it, you would have your Chromon at effectively 12k. I mean, plus 3k yourself and minus 3k to your opponents. And if you have Valkamon at level 3, you can have Piercing, which would still be safe since your level 4 is Leomon, you would still have barriers. So the optimal evolution line for this deck is having a cross color level 3 and 4. So if you have Leomon, you would want Diatrimon as your level 4. If you have Valkamon, you would want to have Leomon as your level 4, just to get the barrier and piercing together in one stack. And we got the big boys right here. We got Bancho Leomon. So the level 6 have this fun effect that when these cards would be played, if you have a Digimon with ACCEL trait, reduce the play cost by 5. That is actually a big number since you would be playing it by 7. Who else would be played by 7? Of course, Medieval Gallantmon. And to top it off, both of them have the on-play on-evolve effect. As for Bancho Leomon, he would have the Digivolve to one of your opponent's Digimon, and one of their Digimon gets minus 5k until the end of their turn. What's to note is that the Digivolution and the minus DP are 2 separate sentences, so you can actually target 2 Digimons with this. Like, you can Digivolve one of your opponent's big stack, and then minus 5k to one of their little stack to kill the little stack, while the big stack got smacked by some other shenanigans you might have. On the other side, we have Valdermon. With the on-play on-evolve, suspend all of your opponent's Digimon, and then one of your Digimon gets 3k, then one of your Digimon may attack. The usual shit. Both of the level 6s would have the inherited effect, same as their level 5. So with the black line having redirection, with the black line having redirection and the yellow line having on attack minus 4k for the turn. Both of the level 6 have the end of your turn effect. This Digimon and any of your other Digimon may DNA Digivolve into a Digimon with Chaosmon in its name in the hand, then the DNA Digivolve Digimon may attack. The Chaosmon options that the game provides up to this point would be Chaosmon Valder, the new one. We have the old Chaosmon from BT16, this one. It has Barrier, Blocker, Partition, Digivolve 3 minus 8k, end of your opponent's turn, trash top card of both player, and of course we have the ultimate Chaosmon with Partition, on evolve, plays up to 2 level 6 from trash, and then just board wipes, and if you have like 4 level 6s, it gains security attack plus 3 and piercing. But honestly, for the ACCEL deck, I would recommend going 4 of the new Chaosmon. Chaosmon Valor Arm, security attack plus 1, partition yellow plus green or black. And then when Digivolving, for each of these Digimon's level 6 Digivolution cards, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers and gain 1 memory. Then none of their Digimon or Tamers can activate on-play effect or unsuspend until the end of their turn. What is to note from this new Chaosmon is that, like any old Chaosmon have, it doesn't actually need you to DNA Digivolve. Like, if you evolve into Chaosmon Velder Arm normally, for 5 cost, the on-evolving effect still activates anyway. So if you are playing, let's say you splash Velder Arm into other decks, if you are playing him in a deck where you can stack the level 6s like green and yellow, let's say you're playing old Alphamon that you can slot in lots of X antibody into the stack, and then your BT20 Alphamon goes into Chaosmon Velder, it still reads the amount of level 6s in your stack. So if you have like Alpha or like you got 4, you would still gain 4 memories from the evolution, and that's actually really big. Also, the blanket on-play negation and on-suspension is actually really big too. Because, I mean, on-play is kind of wild nowadays. On-suspension is also kind of wild. Like, let's say you're fighting Blue-Green Emperor, they won't be able to activate the Searcher on-play, and their Piledramon won't be able to unsuspend and harassing your security like that. Also, added with Pancho Leomon and Loader Leomon as the evolution source, the Chaosmon can actually redirect lots of attacks into itself and still live on due to the barrier evolution source. Okay, we are going for the tamers and options now. We have TK Takaishi is a generic yellow tamer, a generic yellow fixer with arguably one of the best effects to have in the deck. So I guess why not run 1 or 2? We got 4 trainings and 3 members. I just want to dig into the deck looking for the answer that I needed and gaining this memory investment that I can just blow up when I need to. You know, during the big turn that I climb up from raising right up into Chaosmon, I would want that. So I chose Yellow Memboost and physical training over any other tamers in the deck. Last but not least, we have Singularity of Chaos, the ACCEL option. It's a white option for 2 costs, but if you have Chaosmon in name or ACCEL traits, Digimons, you may ignore the color requirement. The security effect is as simple as gaining 1 memory and adding it to the hand. Its main effect is that you may play 1 Digimon card with ACCEL trait from your hand with the play cost reduced by 4, then place this card as any of your Digimon's bottom of its source. It has the Digivolution source of End of opponent's turn. If this Digimon has Chaosmon in its name, trash your opponent's top security card, and this Digimon gets minus 30k DP, so effectively killing it. But since the option effect, your own effect, would only minus the DP, the deletion happens by game rule of having 0 DP. And since it is leaving battle area other than by battle and other than by our own effect, the Chaosmon would effectively trigger partition at the end of opponent's turn. So spawning Bancho Leomon and Voldermon and just spamming their own on-play on the opponent's board. And since it all happens during the opponent's end of turn, those two are able to attack when we go back to our turn. So if you use Singularity of Chaos, reducing play cost by 4 to play Bancho and Valder, you would have a minus 9 play cost. So you pay the option for 2 and then pay 3 for dropping in the level 6s. That will be 5 cost. And then if you have a level 5 on board, Paimon would trigger, digivolving into another level 6 for effectively 1 cost. That will be a total of 6 cost. And then when you Jogress into Valderarm at the end of turn, Valderarm would gain 2 memories of its on evolution effects. So effectively all that Acrobat, you would only spend 4 memory. And how effective this combo is, it's not really effective, more like how it is meant to be. I'm gonna show you guys in a clip right now. Okay, so we are going to see how much security we can shave off and how effective our memory usage is. So let's say we got past the turn at 1. We have Loader Leomon in Raising. We're just gonna push him into the battle area. And then for 2 cost, we are going to play Singularity of Chaos. 1 with Singularity's effect. Since we have an ACCEL Digimon, we're going to play Bancho Leomon for its own effect, discounting it for 5. Singularity, discounting it for 4. So we have 3 cost of Bancho Leomon. 1, 2, 3. That's 4. And then slotting in the Singularity under Bancho Leomon. And Paimon's effect would activate, evolving Loader Leomon into Valdermon, special evolving for 3 cost, but minus 2 due to Paimon's effect, so that's gonna go to 5. And of course, before we evolve into Valder, or after, I think I would prefer before, you can activate a bunch of Leomon's on-play effect first, do de-digivolving 2 and then minus 5k, and then when you go into Valder, you can suspend all of your opponent's Digimon, gaining 3000 DP to Valdermon, making it at 15k, and then one of your Digimon may attack. At this point, just declare an attack with Valdermon. It's a 15k with piercing and blocker, so you can just like almost remove anything with it. So it's 1 check, that's 4 securities remaining. And then when the attack is over and you proceed to end of turn, you can use Valdermon or Bancho Leomon's end of turn effect to DNA Digivolve. Make sure you put how to place this option. You can either put it under here and then place Bancho on top, or you can place it under Bancho but place the Bancho on the bottom. I usually place Singularity on the bottom of the big stack and then place Bancho on top, simply because I'm trying to play around Digivolution. So we're gonna go into Chaosmon for free, the DNA Digivolve cost, and due to the end of turn Jogress effect, the DNA Digivolve Digimon may attack. So the effect process here is that you evolve into Chaosmon, draw from evolve, and then before you activate the on-Digivolution effect, you would have to suspend and declare an attack. So you declare you want to attack security or your opponent's Digimon, and then Chaosmon's on-play effect, since it has 2 level 6s, you get to suspend 2 Digimon or 2 Tamers, and then gaining 2 memories up to 3. And on attacking, Valdermon would minus 4,000 one of your opponent's Digimon, and with security attack +1 from Chaosmon, it would check 2 securities out of your opponent's stack, leaving them at 2, of course, assuming they were at 5 when you do the combo. And you're gonna pass the turn to your opponents, where your opponent is unable to use any on-play effect of their Tamers or Digimon, kind of effectively killing Purple Hybrid. And your opponents cannot unsuspend as well, and since their Tamers are suspended, it's effectively killing Hybrid as well, effectively kind of stopping Emperor. I mean, you would be suspending their Davis and Ken, so they wouldn't be able to strip you out. So yeah, this counters a lot of deck. And let's say your opponent does jack shit and giving you back at 1. At the end of opponent's turn, Singularity would activate minus 30k to Chaosmon and trashing your opponent's 1 security. Boom, they have 1 left, and then rule processing, Chaosmon have 0 DP. It would leave the battle area, triggering the partition, in which case you would play Bancho Leomon and Valdermon again, killing the whole stack. And at this moment, you can activate Valdermon's effect to suspend all of your opponent's Digimon. So if they throw in a blocker, if they play lots of blocker, Valdermon would just shut them all up. Whereas Bancho Leomon would de-digivolve and minus 5k the big stack, the probably ace threat. So that happens, and since this happens during your opponent's end phase, it goes to our turn, we draw for turn, hatch our Digijack, and we can just attack with Valder 1 time, popping their security and just hit for game. If they somehow have a blocker, once you are done attacking with the Bancho Leomon, you can just re-DNA Digivolve them into another Chaosmon from your hand, and gaining 2 memory out of this, and just swing for overswing or something. So yeah, it's quite a funky deck to play, quite easy to understand. Honestly, it's a very easy deck to pick up, easy deck to understand, and it's still doing quite wonders in terms of achievement. I mean, you can just like casually bring this to your weekly, to your local, and you can still top with it. I mean, last time I was about to play RP Imper, but then I thought, oh hey, we're not doing booster draft, it's just random booster, let's just play it a bit chill today. And I was running this deck, and with the very basic list I just presented to you guys, I was at 2nd place and losing to Green Good Stuff. And it's not really because the deck was shit. It was more because the Chaosmon just refused to get drawn to my hand even after lots of turns. So I mean, it's kind of a divine intervention. Can't say much about that, but as per I was recording this video, this Chaosmon is still at 400 yen. It's already double the price. I was at 200 yen back then. But if you want a good level 7 tech card, you might want to pick Chaosmon up, because Chaosmon is quite generic, if I would say so myself. And I mean, I'm running it in Crossheart, so get your Chaosmon, guys. Anyhow, that's it for today's video. If you have any other hot takes of the deck or any technical fun tech uses of the cards and ACCEL deck, drop by in the comments, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.